What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Chris and I do a lot of lifestyle fitness content here. I'm currently training for my very first marathon, which is what today's Q&A is going to be all about. And a while back I asked you guys over on my Instagram for any questions regarding the marathon, just running in general. I did want to wait a little while before sitting down and answering those questions, but I figured now is the time, now that we're about halfway through training. I've compiled a list here on my iPad, so we're just gonna go through them. Okay, the very first question, and probably the most important question, is why? Why are you training for a marathon? What made you want to do it? That sort of thing. I love a good challenge. If you've been around on this channel, then you would know that for my 24th birthday, I did this 24 miles in 24 hours for my 24th birthday. That was a really fun and satisfying running challenge that I did. I did my first half marathon during COVID. And so I like the sense of competition with myself. But honestly, for both of those events, I didn't actually properly train. Was running consistently-ish, but didn't follow a plan. So this time around for my marathon, I wanted to do it the right way, do it properly. I mean, not to say that this is the right way and this is how you have to do it, but I wanted to properly prepare myself because it's a big feat. It is physically demanding and it's not just something that you can pick up and do on a whim. And that kind of leads me to another reason why is just training is so much more fun when you have something in mind or like a goal that you're working towards. I think that kind of stems from just me growing up playing sports. In volleyball, you're practicing all season long, you win games, and then you eventually make your way to championships. There's just something so beautiful about putting in the time and the effort and having a time where you can showcase that and kind of just leave it all out on the floor. So that's how I see this marathon. The hours, days, the weeks, the months of time and running that I'm doing will eventually pay off. It may sound cheesy, but I feel like it gives me a sense of purpose almost. I just want to prove to myself that I can do it. I just thought it would be cool to do 26.2 miles before I turn 26. My race is on January 14th of 2024 and my birthday is 4 days later. So if and when I complete my marathon, that would honestly be the greatest birthday gift to myself. Also, my boyfriend is doing it with me, so a gift from him. He's actually the one who signed us up. I had put the idea out there and he was the one who sealed the deal. They say only a certain percentage of the world will ever complete a marathon, and I want to be part of that percent. Probably the most frequently asked question that I've been getting is, how do I balance strength training with marathon training? How do I go about running, gymming? Do I do double days? That sort of thing. Obviously, my weekly priority is to get my miles in. I think having an already pretty consistent schedule with weightlifting has definitely helped me. All I really had to do was scale back a little on the gym sessions and add in more running. Previously, and just like normally, I would be in the gym 4 to 5 times a week, and now I'm probably there 2 to 3 times and running almost 5 days a week. Now that I'm a little past that halfway mark, I find that I'm not doing as many double days just because my easier runs are now getting a little bit longer, and it's a lot. And even for me, I have a very flexible work schedule. Like, I have the time in the day to do both a run and a workout session, but for someone who has a 9 to 5 job, it's hard to set aside, I don't know, like 3 hours of your day to dedicate to training. I would say within the first few weeks, I was definitely doing more of the days where I would run in the morning and then lift at night. It's not really been the case recently, but I will at least try to just do some strength workouts at home after my runs. I have dumbbells here at home that I can use to do a quick 20-30 minute upper body session. Definitely have been doing a lot more core at home. Yeah, I do find that it's really important to do both strength training and running. Obviously, all the running will help build the aerobic base, and then going to the gym and continue to build on that muscle is going to help with muscle endurance. Marathon, you're going to be on your feet for a long time, using your muscles for many hours. When I do make it to the gym, I do try to focus on a more functional style of training. I'm not nearly as focused on going heavy, especially on a leg day, because if my legs are too sore, then my running is going to be impacted. Really been enjoying slower, more controlled movements in the gym, unilateral work, focusing on balance, working one set at a time, and just evening things out, basically bulletproofing my body, my knees, my ankles, all that. Next question, what training plan am I following? I knew from the start that I wanted a plan to follow because I feel like that would help keep me more accountable. I literally hopped on Google and typed in sub 4 marathon training plan, and I know sub 4 marathon is very ambitious. I'll tell you now, that's not the time goal I'm going for, but this is just what I typed. And the first thing that popped up was this article from the Runner's World. It was a 16-week plan. Scroll down a little bit and there's literally a whole entire plan, 16 weeks, Monday through Sunday. It includes your rest days, your easy runs, your interval runs, your long runs. I had no knowledge on how to put together something like this. So this was like a great start for me. I took all of those running workouts that they had laid out, inputted it into this Google Doc that I created, and I can share a blank template of that down below. And so in one column I had the days of the week, the next column are all the running workouts, and then the third column I left blank, and that is a column for me to input any other sort of workout that I do, whether it's a strength training session or a Pilates class or a Peloton class, core workout, just so that I can look back on it and see what I've done. It's also just fun for me to be able to go into my Google Doc every day, fill out what I've done after completing it. For the most part, the plan has been great. I've been following it loosely, but like I've been pretty disciplined with it. There's obviously some days that I might switch around or just skip completely. The one thing that I really liked about that plan are the interval runs, the track workouts. The speed work at the track, it makes me feel a certain type of way. Those are the days where I'm like, oh, this training is paying off. Like I feel like an athlete. So that's been fun. If you have access to a coach or people who can put together a marathon training plan for you, do that. But the internet has got a lot of resources, free stuff on Google, information on TikTok, YouTube. There are ways, and it's been working great for me. Next question, do you have any time goals as a first timer? We're circling back to this topic. Yes, I did search up sub 4 hour marathon, which means complete the marathon under 4 hours, but I'm not gonna say it's not possible, but my main goal is just to get it done. I just want to complete it and not be broken by the time I cross the finish line. Like I want to complete it and have my body still be intact. I would say 4:30 is looking a little bit more realistic. I would be so thrilled to finish in 4 hours, 30 minutes. I would say I would want to keep it under 5 hours for sure. I just want to go into the race feeling confident, healthy. I have a few questions about fueling, nutrition. So first, how do you make sure you eat enough calories, and what are some tasty and healthy high calorie snacks? If we're gonna be honest, I do not track any of that sort of stuff. I don't track calories or macros. I'm just lazy. I've always just been like an intuitive eater. One thing I realized about running this much is that my appetite literally goes whether or not I'm getting enough calories isn't really the biggest concern for me. It's more so just what am I putting into my body. Fueling before my runs helps a ton. Eating meals after my run, obviously, no brainer. As long as I'm not putting pure junk into my system, I feel good. If you watch some of my previous marathon training vlogs, you can see that I'm like very lax in when I eat. I'll come back from a run and eat a homemade burger, pizza if I want. Like I just ran 15 miles. I can eat whatever. I'm not eating super processed fast food. Try to keep it pretty whole, nutrient dense, protein, carbs, vegetables in. I'm no nutritionist, but I can gauge what my body needs / wants. Fair food does not exist here. Some of my favorite things to eat before a run that I know are just gonna keep me going and give me good energy throughout my run are peanut butter banana toast, overnight oats, protein pancakes / waffles. Oh, if you watch the vlogs, you know how obsessed I am with the Kodiak cakes. I could eat that every day, but that's like the best running fuel for me. Yeah, I wish I had more specific information to give you about my diet and my nutrition, but I'm pretty easygoing with that. As long as I'm eating relatively healthy most of the time, I'm happy. And that goes beyond marathon training. That's just in everyday life. It's kind of like that 80-20 way of living, I guess. Next, what do you eat before, during, and after a run? We talked about what I like to eat before and after a run, but during my run, I feel like nutrition during a run, that's something that I've discovered during all of this marathon training, is how important it is to refuel, especially on those longer ones. Like it makes the world of a difference. And even my boyfriend was saying this just a couple days ago after we finished our 17-mile run. He was like, holy crap, having the goose and the little stinger waffle and enough water, like it really carried him through that. For once during this prep period, he felt confident that he could really finish this thing, and that's because he was refueling. These past 9-10 weeks of training, I have just kind of been experimenting with different snacks, different products, when to have my gel, when to drink my water, whatever. And I feel like I've kind of gotten that down. I've only tried one brand of gels, and that's the goo. It's maybe an unpopular opinion, but I like all the flavors that I've tried so far. One of those every 45-50 minutes You're golden. Wash it down with some water. I've been liking the honey stinger waffles. They have a little layer of honey either before a run or during my run. I order them in bulk on Amazon, or I just go to Sports Basement and pick them up. I also really like the Gatorade blocks, the little gummy chews. You guys have any other recommendations for refueling snacks, like things that you like to eat on your long runs? Then let me know. Honestly, I just see it as like snack time during my run. Yay. Next question. What are your running essentials? Clothes, shoes, gear, headphones. All right, let's break it down. For shoes, I've been using 2 different pairs of shoes, both from Saucony, Endorphin Shift 3s and then the Tempest 20s. I got both of these on sale a couple months ago, and this goes for any shoes really, but models of shoes will go on sale right after a new model has released. For the Tempest 20s, they're now in the Tempest 21s, so that obviously makes the Tempest 20s go on sale. So that's honestly the best time to snag shoes. If you can catch it at a period when they are on sale, I think that's the way to go, because I know running shoes can be expensive. So I got mine on sale. Previously, for like 2 years, I was wearing the same Brooks Ghost 12s. I think they're on like the Brooks Ghost 15 now, but I really liked those. But I find with these Sauconys that I've been running on more recently, they've got more cushion, just feels better on my feet. Running shoes are so specific to the person though. Like my favorite shoe might not be the best for you. If you have a running store near you where you can try on different shoes or even get like an analysis of your foot, I think that would be beneficial to find the perfect fit for you. My most used gear, I've been getting so much wear out of my Nathan hydration vest, and that's the one with the big old bladder pouch and then there's a long straw. I personally really like that. I find that it's easiest to drink out of. I know some people like the vests that have the 2 little flasks here in the front, but yeah, my 4-liter Nathan backpack I've been using for running. I took it to Yosemite for hiking and I plan to use it for skiing. On any other run, I always wear my Spy belt, which I got off of Amazon. Small personal item belt, thin black belt that has like a stretchy pouch that fits my phone, my keys, fuel for a shorter to medium length run. I also bought water bottles off of Amazon that clip to the belt so I can carry water with me. I've learned that I like to be hands-free when I run. Let me think. Clothing, Gymshark all the way. The Gymshark 2-in-1 shorts. Now that it's getting colder, I've been wearing a lot more of my Gymshark leggings. Oh, my features socks. I just stocked up on a bunch of these because they were running a sale right around Black Friday. You would think socks, like you don't really need to splurge on, but it's like one of those little luxuries. These socks are compressive, lightly cushioned. They help prevent blisters, and that is a must. Headphones, I would say my AirPod Pros. I did recently pick up the Shox Open Runs, and those are great just for safety reasons. It allows you to run, listen to music, but also be aware of your surroundings because it's not like an in-ear, it lays right here. In case I missed anything, I'll have it linked. The next set of questions I'm gonna kind of lump together. How did you find your love for running? How did you get into running? Growing up, I was very active, played sports. Come high school / college, really dialed into volleyball. Didn't really have a background of running growing up. I was on the track team throughout middle school, but like the 100-meter dash. So no sort of endurance running by any means. Ran for funsies in high school. Kind of stopped it altogether once I was more focused on volleyball and weight training. But it wasn't until COVID happened when I rediscovered my love for running. I feel like a lot of people's running journeys started here. With all the gyms closed, running was just the escape that was accessible to us all, the perfect way to get outside and just escape the madness of COVID. So yeah, that's when I like rediscovered it, and that's when I did my first half marathon, 24-mile challenge, and yeah, here we are now, about to turn 26 and finally tackling my first marathon. I've always been a team sports girly, and so with things like running and weightlifting, like those are such an individual performance-based sport. I think that's awesome because what you put in is what you're gonna get. If you cheat yourself, you're not gonna get very far, you're not gonna do very well, but if you work hard, it pays off and it shows. I think that's super rewarding, especially as an adult. It's like I don't have access to team sports like I did in high school and in college. Seeking that sort of fulfillment for myself is really important. Also, running is just super accessible. Like really all you need is a decent pair of running shoes. Find somewhere safe to run and you can literally do it anywhere. It's such a good way to just get outside and so good for your heart health. I love listening to EDM while I run. I'm really just having a party to myself out there. Next question, what genre of music are you listening to? Do you have a specific playlist? Can you run without music or podcasts? Okay, this is just all regarding to what I'm listening to while I'm running. During my marathon, I'm definitely gonna need some pump up music. I'm all about the EDM, electronic dance music vibes. If you guys ever need workout playlists, I've got a ton over on my Spotify. You can find me here, but this year I've been on the Soundcloud mixes. Spotify Rap just came out recently and I haven't listened to nearly as much Spotify as I have in previous years because I've been listening to way more SoundCloud, and I personally like the longer mixes, like hour-long mixes, because I don't have to worry about what song is next. It's just like a DJ set, basically. Occasionally, on a long run, I will try and find a podcast to listen to. I feel like sometimes that's just the vibe. You want something educational or motivational. Sometimes there are days where I honestly feel guilty for listening to music because I feel like I should be feeding my brain with something with substance. But dude, running as hard as it is, you might as well put on something that you enjoy and that's fun for you to listen to. So most times I will just go for music. I have done some runs without music just to try and really tune in to my own thoughts and kind of just get comfortable with the silence. But again, if I have access to a really good mix that's gonna pump me up and keep me going, I'm gonna do that. Do you have any tips for avoiding injuries? I have been very, very lucky to be at this point in my life at the age of almost 26 and really not have any aches and pains in my body. But I really think it comes down to working out consistently. I think that has helped keep my body in a pretty good condition. My back, my knees, my ankles, like everything feels pretty good. I do get a little achy after those longer runs, after 15 miles, 17 miles, but that's normal, and I think anyone would be kind of hurting after that sort of distance. But yeah, I think that's why it's so important to implement strength training, making time for stretching and adding mobility into routine, doing all those things as preventative measures, because once you're injured, you're just in rehab mode. So why not just have a good baseline, keep elevating from that point instead of dipping down and then trying to rebuild to that initial baseline, you know? What is your warm-up / cool down routine? Before a run, I will always do at least 5 minutes of like dynamic stretching. So whether that's at home here on my mat or outside against a wall, leg swings, squats, little hops to get the calves going, single leg hops. Not so much static stretching. You save the static stretching for afterwards, but bodyweight exercises to get the blood flowing, muscles going, get your hips opened up. The last thing you want to do is just go into a run cold turkey, because that's when the injuries start to roll in. Foam rolling is really good before or after using my Hypervolt, which is like my massage gun, massaging my feet out with a lacrosse ball. You could use a golf ball as well, and that's just easy to do. Really takes no effort at all. Do you feel super slow on your easy days, or are you used to it? Touched on a similar subject to this in one of my more recent training vlogs. Yeah, those easy run days where you're supposed to be going slow and just cruising, taking it easy. Like, tell me why those days feel so much harder than my long ass runs on Sundays. Actually, someone left me a comment on that video and I'm gonna try and find it because I feel like it just explained it so well. He says, it's normal for a 3-mile shakeout run to feel harder than a 15-mile run. That's what I was talking about in my video. When training for almost any running event, it's common for the easy days to feel harder than the intense days, because the easy days are when you will carry all the fatigue from your intense days, which totally makes sense. It's always that like residual tiredness that seeps into my short runs that make them feel so much harder. But before my long runs, I have like a proper rest day beforehand, so that gives my body time to rejuvenate and prepare. It's one really important thing with the whole scheduling of marathon training is like you're spending weeks and weeks and weeks building up to this really high mileage, and then at a certain point you kind of taper down because you want to allow your body to sort of recover before the actual race. Really looking forward to that tapering period. But yeah, people always say keep your slow runs slow, and if you want to run faster you got to run slower or something like that. It may not feel like it in the moment, but I think people are right. Next question is, how much and how often should I train for a half marathon that is in 6 months? Again, I am no running coach. Definitely do a quick Google search, see what kind of training plans are out there accessible for the free. 6 months in advance, I think that is so awesome that you are, looking that far ahead into the future and like wanting to make that a goal for yourself. I think that is plenty of time to get started, and I would say that there is no better time to start than today. That goes for anything. Literally anything in life. The moment you realize you want to start something, you might as well just start. You don't have to go balls to the wall because you don't want to burn yourself out. I just want to say I'm proud of you. I hope you kill it. I hope you crush it. We're in this together. And on that note, I just want to say thank you for all of the encouragement revolving around me training for this marathon. I love getting messages from you guys saying that I've inspired you to run your first 5K or your 10K half marathon. Regardless of what your specific goal is, it's a huge deal. And I'm so proud. Very thankful to be a part of your journey. I hope that me sharing a little bit of mine can continue to inspire you guys. Yeah, this marathon training season, I've spent a lot of time with myself, obviously on these long, sometimes boring runs, but in a way it doesn't feel like I'm alone. It feels like you guys are right there with me, training alongside me. So I really appreciate your guys' support. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap up the questions portion here. To finish things off, I just wanna rapid fire through some tips that you guys left for me so that we can review, maybe learn something new. Okay, these are tips for runners by runners submitted by you guys. Prioritize foot health. Roll out your plantar fascia and keep toes and blisters under control. Okay, next, this is for the actual marathon day itself. Start slow, conserve your energy, and don't skip any water stations. I've heard at marathons, different aid stations will give you different things, whether that's different drinks, sodas, electrolytes, beer, even, I don't know. I think I will mostly rely on things that I pack for myself, like my own goos and my own water. Throw in one speed day with your training and the rest do at easy pace. Done. This next cluster of tips is from my friend Matt Choi, great running personality over on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever. Truly such an inspiration. He says, build the base slowly, keep the easy days slow, foam roll a lot, drink lots of water and electrolytes, and have fun. You are running 26.2 miles. If anyone knows how to have fun during a marathon, it's him. I'm really excited to experience what running in such a big crowd will be like. That adrenaline will take me quite far. I'm excited to see what it does to my performance. And just to throw a few more out there, figure out a good gel/nutrition plan for long runs and the race, build miles gradually, train legs and focus on mobility, and last but not least, body glide for chafing. And with that being said, I think that is a wrap on this marathon Q&A. If there are any more questions that you have or any pieces of advice, then definitely leave them down below for me. Hopefully that gave you some insight on how my training has been going. If you're training for your first marathon like me, or just training for your first race in general, or just want to get into running, I hope this video was helpful to you, even in the slightest way possible. Even if it was just entertaining. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching. That is it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one.